So my garden started the month of June. Here we are, can't see past the first few feet of it. Let's take a walk in there. On the edge, got some okra ripening up. That's pretty exciting. Friendly creatures around every corner. Yes, every time I moved, but I get a better look at him. He moves the other side of the stem. See how it works? Sneaky enough. I gotta try to chase him. If I chase, there we go. Now you can see. Ooh, he's pretty. Yeah, he's loving that okra plant. But you know, he's gonna be grabbed by a lizard, and then he's gonna get pooped out as liquid fertilizer in this place. So I don't complain. Here. The understory, we got some horned melons. That's looking tasty. Just a few more days left there. It's a permaculture element. This thorny tree here is a ziziphus, and it's just growing in the middle of all the okra. But when the garden's done, that tree's the only thing that's going to be left. It'll be producing fruit for years. My okra's gotten about, I don't know, 12 feet tall or so, 13 feet. If we go down the understory here, we have all this Malabar spinach. So you got spinach being produced in the shade. They don't mind shade at all. They're just growing all over the place. Viney things. Tasty stuff too. That was a nice shot. So you see the okra budding at the top, and then a blossom just folding up, and the very next day a little okra pops out. It only takes about 3 days till that okra is ready to pick and eat. Just delicious, straight off the plant. Got some sugar cane growing there too. It's actually sweet sorghum, but we just pick it and eat it like sugar cane once it's ripe. More okra. The okra just kind of covers everything. It's the big leafy stuff. Then growing up through it, we get some lab that reseeded itself from last year, which I'm really happy about because I had lost all its seed, and it's a tasty leaf too. And then throughout, these African horn melons are just going crazy. They're everywhere. There's a little one right there. They're just growing through everything. Little ones there, blossoming. They've got vines in the upper story getting sunshine, and vines in the understory producing fruit. Everywhere. And this is a mango tree that grew out of the mulch I put here. It's about a year old now. Just going gangbusters, loving all the nutrient that I put into my garden. Another permaculture element here. It's only about 10 feet away from the ziziphus that you can't see anymore that way. But they're going to be the main elements of the food forest here, next to the bananas and the lemon tree. Actually African citrons. Pretty small, kind of like limes. They're tasty. I love okra. It's just beautiful. Now we've come out the other side. Looks just like a jungle. You got a lemon tree here to the right, and then some trellises that have the horn melons growing on them here, and then there you have the sweet sorghum sticking up. That's probably nearing 15 feet tall there, and the heads of the okra. After this is all gone, all you'll see is that ziziphus and the mango tree. A couple months. Experimentally growing some dragon beans here. Seem to be doing all right. Leaves don't look too healthy, but the beans are delicious. It's worth keeping seed for next year. And they're just growing up my neighbor's corn. There they are, producing all the way. More dragon beans. Absolutely delicious, but I am resisting eating them as I do want seed for next year. They just grow all the way up that corn plant, even weighing down the tassels there at the top. Oh boy, there's more. Don't eat it, Nathaniel. Don't even touch it. That seed. The African melons, though, that blow my mind. I mean, good grief, check out that stuff. It's like kudzu. Just cover everything. And that plant is coming from like 20 feet away to cover that trellis that originally was put there for long beans, which are harvested and done. Oh, my pride and joy. Lovely grape plant. Just planted it. Grapevine. I pray that grapevine does well. And some papaya. I'll tell you, this place looks like a jungle, but like in 2 months, it'll be dry season. All this greenery will be dead. It's my neighbor's cornfield. It'll all be dead, and all you'll see is a couple papaya trees and a mango tree and a ziziphus. That's all that'll be left until next year. And this from the back side of the garden. The back has just kind of gone to weeds, if you will, but the fact is these weeds are either lab that have reseeded themselves, or wild mulukier, which is incredibly nutritious, which is why I'm picking them, and delicious. They'll go in our stir fry tonight. Eat the weeds, guys. This is a bush of this stuff. It's also a perennial, so if you keep it watered, it'll just keep growing year after year. And that one is actually trellising, yeah, you guessed it, more African horned melons. Just popped up by themselves. Love it when vegetable grows itself in my garden. Stuff I work hardest for doesn't produce well, and the stuff I didn't do anything for just produces copiously. Big plot of weeds is full of food. This used to be a stand of sunflowers, but not had they barely produced that the African horned melons took them over, and now they're completely covered. You can barely see the stems of those old sunflower plants. In fact, there's one over there if I can get to it. It's still here. It managed to stand up to the onslaught, and it's ripening nicely. Tried some butternut squash, but just isn't the climate for it. They produce and they start to rot right away. Can't handle the heat or something. There's one right here. Well, there was. There we go. It turns yellow and soft already. Well, worth trying anyways. Looks like powdery mildew. I have to keep my eye on that. Down here we have something I really like. It's called an egusi melon, which is nearly indistinguishable from a watermelon, except that it's bitter and not edible. And they eat it, they graze it for the seeds, which are incredibly nutritious. Just Google it, egusi melon. So even the leaves look just like watermelon. It's basically the ancestor of the watermelon, which originated in Africa, as everyone knows.